Hey, I think I'm live here. There I am. I am live in my bushy beard, in my wild hair, my non-shavingness, and my rugged-looking shirt. It is Wednesday, June 3rd. I thought I would get in as I do my podcast on iTunes and SoundCloud, and we do some stuff on YouTube with the family. Uh, Everybody back to work, and my boys doing some stuff outside. I thought I'd take some time and go YouTube live here and see if we get any feedback and get a conversation going, just to catch everybody up on what's going on, around here with all the craziness that's going on in this world, man. It can be defeating, and one of the things, and for people who have followed what I've been doing since my time out of wrestling, is still coaching and finding those things to talk to people about, and as we muddle through them together. So I had a lot of always interesting conversations about what's going on in the world, and the pandemic has taken its toll on people, and we've been curfewed and locked up, and a lot of things were taken away from us naturally, so we could heal up, rest up, get better, be better, and get control of what's going on in the world. And gives people an opportunity to reset and reload. And then craziness with what's going on with the police and the public, and and it just seems like you can't please everyone. Even when you're asking for peace, there's someone will define your version of peace. Here's my version of peace. Black Lives Matter. I believe in the thin blue line. I believe in the good in people. I believe that people are, as a whole, I think people are good. And then they have moments. There's no excuse for what went on in Detroit. Mr. Lloyd, there's no excuse. My strength and my prayers and my thoughts go out to his family and friends and the community that's been affected so horribly. But I'm just going to say, I don't think the answer is rioting and looting, because what did those people do? Where's the justification in that? Speak up, stand tall, stand there and talk to someone, and to see the cops on their knees with the protesters and everything. And I mean, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get down to what do we have to do? We as a group, a community, a unit. What do we have to do to survive this and to move on, and to make sure that it doesn't happen again? Because I mean, if you really look at everything that's going on, we're just trying to make sure these things don't keep happening. And we get to decide how we do that. So my sincere thoughts and prayers to the family and to everyone that's affected, everybody who's been affected by this in some way, shape, or form. I'm with you. And I pray that there's a quicker resolution to this, and that we can move on as a people, because we were all made different. We were all made to be different, and that's what makes us special. And sometimes that's all you have to hold on to. I choose to hold on to that. I choose to look for the good. I choose to find that thing. So, in my DeMott experience, that's hopefully that's enough of that for right now. the Build DeMott experience is just me meeting people or talking to people. And, and my family and I have been doing it all during the pandemic and just getting together and sitting around as four knuckleheads discussing, day to day and, current events and things and hopefully making people laugh. But that's truly who we are and what we do when we get together. And now Lacey's back to work. Casey's working full time, and now Billy started his summer. So it's the Bills. It's the summer of the Bills, as you'll find out as you keep watching us on YouTube and follow us on my Facebook page and stuff like that. So it just gives me a chance to get on here and say hello and hopefully as this thing builds, we'll start getting some questions asked and people get involved and subscribe to this channel, and it'll get bigger. And because I miss being out there in front of the wrestling seminars, we lost so many bookings with the foundation, speaking events with the foundation. And then I had a couple of wrestling appearances I was looking forward to up north and in the South here. So hopefully all that stuff gets going. We get some sports gets going again and get some normalcy. You never realize how much you miss something till you don't have it. And then baseball and football and things like that. So, and wrestling, everybody's doing the best they can with no audience. Me personally, I'm tapped out. I need that audience experience with it now. Otherwise it's and it must be hard on everybody to continue to continue to perform like that. But hats off to them. They're doing a great job. And you sit there and you watch the big cuts that came because of it's the time of year after oh my goodness, after WrestleMania and everything that's going on. Big cuts came and a lot of people were shocked, and so but that's the business. And I try to keep up a little bit, and I don't get caught up in too much of the dirt sheet stuff, and because there's still people out there who thrive on the negative, and the negative ain't it, man. The negative ain't it. And the guys and the girls you see on TV, 90% of the time, that's not them. That's their character when the red light goes on. So you have to start learning to give people the benefit of the doubt. Which brings me to what I, always brings me back to what I'm doing now, is that we have to realize what we're saying, what we're doing, how we're saying it, when we're doing it, who we're saying it to, what it means 5 years from now, because people will wait till it's appropriate for them to use something against you or someone else, a drawing, a tattoo, something you may have said that you thought was funny 5 years from now. When you go for that job, it's not funny anymore. Now you're put on blast and then you're internet famous for being, in the public eye as being stupid. So we have to continue to watch what we're doing. It seems like a lot of athletes don't know what to do with their downtime, and TMZ is making a killing out of professional athletes screwing up and saying and writing and doing things they shouldn't be doing. And, as everybody knows, I'm a big DUI guy. So when I see those players and whether it's tennis or whether it's hockey or whether it's wrestling, I jump all over it and I say my 2 cents, being is that coming up, this is be 5 years coming up since I lost my daughter to DUI. And that's my soapbox. And my soapbox doesn't include me throwing stones in a glass house. I don't claim to be better than anybody else. I'm just trying to further educate people on what they're doing and what the cost is. And just because nothing happened to you when you were 18 in the 70s or the 80s, and that's the way things were done, it's different now, and things have changed, and we have to be more aware of what we're doing on a daily basis and how it affects people, because it's just your life changes in an instant. it really everything changes, and you don't bounce back. I mean, you don't bounce back. Right now, I currently look like, I'm looking at myself. Currently, look like crap, but I feel pretty good. But I'm proof that you don't bounce back to what you used to have, or who you used to be, or what you used to do or look like, because things change. Your mindset changes. Your day-to-day changes. You're missing something, either because of something you did or said, or something someone else did or said. And it's all things that we can prevent. And if we just it's not about, and I travel, as I travel the country, I say, living your best life shouldn't just be about you, because maybe living your best life is helping someone else and helping them get through something. I've had a ton of people who've helped me get through this crazy season that we've been living for 5 years. And, it's just, people need to know there's people out there for resources and to help them survive it and get through it on a daily basis. And then just there's a shoulder to cry on and ears that listen. And sometimes there's no words that need to be said. You just need to be standing there, sitting there, supporting that person as they go through whatever they're going through. So that's, the foundation continues to work that way. Even when we cannot be in front of people speaking, we've made sure that and as most people have heard if they follow us on social media, we've been out there feeding the frontliners, the doctors, the nurses, the paramedics, the EMTs, the ambulance people, the firefighters, the police stations. And we partnered with great people at Goodfellas Pizza here in Central Florida. And we made sure to be feeding everyone amazing food and salads and wings and pizza. And oh my gosh. So to make them all happy for that little bit and let them know that we were thinking of them. And so many people have done that, and there's such an outpouring around here of what's been going on. And, it's just been amazing. And we've had the opportunity to present Second Harvest Food Bank, who is feeding, as we spoke to them yesterday, almost tripled what they're able to do. So instead of feeding 100,000 families or 100,000 meals in a day or a week, they're serving 300,000. And it's because of the outpouring of the community, people bringing the little they can or the more they can. So we ran a campaign about our red No More Empty shirts, No More Empty Seats shirts. And for every shirt that we sold on sale, $5 went to Second Harvest. Well, we were proud to present them with, a nice check. We're very proud of that. And we hope to work with them some more in the future, because it's about community. That's what the foundation does. We're about community. And it's, for those who don't know, we don't just talk about drunk, impaired, and distracted driving. We talk about bullying and social media and texting and sexting and the things that you do and say and how they affect others, both now and in the future. And then it gives us a chance to introduce Carrie Ann, tell her story and how that affects us. So we've been super, super effective with it, in over 60,000 kids. And during this time, we've, like I said, we lost 13 or 14 events. And it's about the numbers. It's about getting in front of the kids and students. We've broadened it from elementary school now through college and sports teams and professional teams as well, because you're sitting here at 30 years in professional wrestling and been through it and been through the gauntlet and all that stuff and made a good living. And then time to tell these young guys who are coming in all athletic and full of piss and vinegar, like, okay, be smart what you're doing and realize this is what happens. Because nowadays teams aren't putting up with, the stuff that you used to be able to get away with, and it didn't really harm too many people. Now it's a different age, and you have to smarten them up as well. So we get to talk to sororities, Greek life. We've gotten to spoke in front of Greek life in certain universities as we travel. Like I said, the college sports teams, we get them together. And, high school baseball teams and basketball teams and all these kids that are moving up from middle school into high school and what they're going to be going through and how we can, make it a better transition. I think it's something that has to happen year round. I think a lot of times you hear about the DUI, they wait for prom or graduation season because that's the only time it happens. Well, no, pick up the newspaper. Is there a newspaper anymore? No. But turn on the news, open your phone. Homecoming, winter break, spring break, Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, all these long weekends, all these things. These kids are finding ways to go out, and especially in the country towns where there's not a lot to do, they find a lot to do. And so they need that conversation year round. So that's what we're doing. Excuse me. And we'll just go from there. So just this is a quick Wednesday. I had 5 minutes to get 20 minutes to get some stuff going. I want to open this channel. I want to go live more once a week. Hit me up on social media. On Twitter, it's at, I think, the Bill DeMott. On Facebook, it's the Bill DeMott. And I believe on Instagram. I'm going to look right now so everybody knows what it is because I truly don't know. Let's see. Yes, I am on Instagram. It is Bill DeMott. And then on Facebook, it is the Bill DeMott. And on Twitter, it is Bill DeMott, at Bill DeMott. So hit me up on all my social media. Like my Facebook page. Those things come in handy when we're doing stuff for the foundation. Subscribe here to the YouTube channel, but hit me up with some questions and stuff, and let's try to make this a once a week where I go live and start interacting with the public more and open everybody's eyes to what we're doing and listen to what you guys got going on. And again, communication is the key. Communication is the key. We don't have to. Oh my goodness, we don't have to see eye to eye and everything. We just have to leave that conversation with understanding of, wow, that's your opinion and I have my opinion, both strong opinions, and we can get along that way. Okay? That's what we have to do. We have to start communicating. We have to start sitting down for a minute, taking a deep breath and going, yeah. And it's not to agree to disagree and let's move on. It's let's come to a, hey man, where you at? Where am I at? How can I help you? How can you help me? Let's get through this together because it's the same. We're running the same race. Some of us are running the cross-country way. Some of us are running on an oval track. Some of us are just running through the woods. But we're all running the same race. Let's help each other out. So this is the Bill DeMott experience. This is what we'll be doing. I'm very interested to see, again, knowing this one's non-eventful posting, but they will get better. I definitely play some music in the background because silence makes me crazy. But everybody be safe. It's Wednesday. I hope to see everybody by next Wednesday. Again, hit me up on social media. Everybody be safe. Drink lots of water and take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and be safe. I'll see you all next week.